Today we get to meet breakout session leader Megan Augustine from
Micro Dr. IT. Hi guys.
Hey everybody, this is the DOYO Live Marketing Show. Dennis Schrawley, founder of DOYO Live, the Digital Marketing Interactive Design Conference. Not only is Megan speaking this year, she's also a veteran of last year's conference. But before we get to that, we're actually at Dave Grohl Alley in Warren, Ohio. That's the headquarters of where Micro Dr. IT is located. Megan had a great idea. Thought it'd be really cool if we came to Dave Grohl Alley, since we're here today and be lovely sunny Warren, Ohio. So we're gonna have a little stroll and a chat. Ralph Fajak, thanks for dropping by. Appreciate all that you do. DOYO Live guest bartending night at Birdfish Brewery in Columbiana, Ohio, June 8th. We're gonna get out there. We're gonna raise some money for the Rich Center for Autism, with all the tips that night going to the Rich Center. And you're going to get a chance to meet DOYO Live breakout session leaders, sponsors, contributors to the conference in a guest bartending type of situation. If you've never been to Birdfish, have you been to Birdfish?
I haven't. I'm excited to try it out.
All right, Birdfish is amazing. And you signed up from the 6:30 to 7 o'clock time slot. Mm-hmm. Memory's a little better than what I give it credit for sometimes. But you and Jeff Risner will be there. Dr. Mike, he has prescribed that we all make sure that we drink their beer. I'm speaking on your behalf.
I'm hoping they have a good IPA. I'm kind of an IPA fan.
They do.
So.
They have. That's how I came to. This all came together. I had to go out there for a little bit of work on a Saturday. My wife was like, "Really, work Saturday beer?" I was like, "Yeah."
Sounds like a good work.
Hey, you gotta love what you do. And so we got out there, and we'll be raffling off a homemade growler as well. So we're pretty excited. If you just give me a second, I'm going to invite some people that are already on the feed. But this is what's really cool, Megan, about the Facebook Live. So the different experience from your personal account versus your business account. And the two major differences are this. Number one, when you're on your personal account, you can actually invite people to the feed. Mm-hmm. Not only that, for the people that actually join, Lauren, thanks for dropping by. You can actually invite them to join in a live conversation. So we could ask John Argero if he wanted to. He's probably out working in Erie, Ohio today, to drop on by. But we're not going to do that. We're actually just going to, you and I. You're the star of the show today.
All right.
I'm just like the co-star. All right, here we go. So Megan, last year, let's start here. You attended DOYO Live last year. And first of all, so I'm really appreciative of that. Tell our fans here, what your experience was like last year.
Well, obviously the keynote speaker was really awesome, Joe Paluzzi. Was a great, learned a lot from him as far as, what you need to be thinking about when you are marketing to people. Think about your audience, and think about that targeted, that direct marketing. Something that works for the CEO of a company isn't going to be the same thing that works for, say, an office manager or an IT manager. In our case, for someone that we kind of hang out. Check out this really cool guy back here real quick.
I think that's Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
So, that was a great session. And as long as the breakout sessions as well, they have unique things that each person can kind of go to what, really works for them or what they're trying to do with their marketing at that time. So you can really make it your own unique experience for what you need. And you come away from that day really growing and, having new experiences and new things to bring to your organization, really to change your marketing and move up in that aspect.
Well, that's awesome. We appreciate that support. And this year, you are actually stepping onto the other side of the table, and you get to see some of the behind the scenes of, you get some emails that other people do not about the planning and things like that. Talk to us a little bit about your interest in wanting to be a breakout session, first of all, breakout session leader at DOYO Live.
So I inquired about being a breakout session leader because at Micro Doctor last year, we're an IT company, and we had the same logo, the same branding, the same message for the last 28 years. And it looked
28?
Like 28.
That's consistency.
Consistency. But it was also very outdated. And as a tech company, you don't want to look outdated. You don't want to, kind of Times New Roman was still the logo font and all that, you know.
Right.
So so we knew that we needed to kind of change some things. We knew we weren't getting across the message that we really wanted to get across.
Yep.
So we kind of went through a whole rebrand,
Okay.
and really evaluated our messaging. What are we trying to say? Who are we trying to reach? And what do we need to change in order to achieve that? So what I'm going to be talking a little bit about is, you know, crafting, you know, compelling content that is going to attract the businesses or consumers that you want to attract to your business.
Right.
As well as, you know, if you're considering a rebrand, what kind of steps you need to consider, what kind of questions you need to ask yourself.
Yeah.
You know, do you want to completely rebrand to a completely different name, or do you just need a slight rebrand where you keep some of the look and feel of what you had, which is what we did because we've been established for 28 years. We didn't want to completely kind of lose everything that we had, but
Right.
we definitely wanted a fresh look and feel.
You don't want to get away from what people recognize, but you also want to update and refresh.
Exactly.
And you primarily focus on B2B.
Yes.
Right. So this is a great. This is going to be a great session for B2B businesses that are looking for the rebrand that is going to create some compelling, interesting look and feel that is obviously going to get people engaged with the brand, because that's the first part of it. And then obviously the second part becomes conversion. And I think we're blocking the alley over there. So, off camera, we are blocking.
Thanks, Mike. I'm glad you'll be there.
So we're in Warren, Ohio today with Megan Augustine. She is the marketing director over at Microdoctor IT, a veteran of DOYO Live, and then also coming back this year in the second year to give a breakout session talk on branding, rebranding, to create interest, to grow your business, especially in the B2B space. So that's going to be very cool.
If you are B2C, you know, you'll still learn some valuable tips, but this will definitely be valuable if you are marketing specifically B2B, because
Yep.
there's so many different things when you're marketing B2B versus B2C.
Right.
So it'll really be good for those B2B businesses attending.
Well, that's all right, because we have, you know, last year we had, you know, people were, I think everybody that came, 100 out of the 200 and some people that came, 50% of the audience took the post-event survey. 100% of those people said that they would come back in year 2. But the biggest, I'll call it criticism, and that's fine. I pay very close attention, you know, to these things and what we need to fix, and that is doing a better job labeling the sessions based upon B2B and B2C. And there was definitely some need of people saying, you know, we need more B2B content. So we were very mindful of making sure that we've got that going into this year. We want to just make sure that we get people going into the right tracks as well. So I think that that's going to be pretty cool. Talk to me a little bit about your background from a marketing perspective. How did you get interested in marketing? How did you grow up in the business?
So it's actually completely random. I actually went to school for biology and chemistry, believe it or not. I'm a science nerd. So, but
Right.
because I kind of have that analytical background, I kind of ended up getting an interest in marketing. I started as like an office admin manager type position, did a little bit of everything, really kind of fell in love with the marketing because I'm like creative and artistic, but I also like the analytics and data and figuring out what works and what doesn't work and how to tweak
Sure.
it and make it better. So that's kind of how I kind of started getting into the marketing role. Now I've, you know, been in the marketing role for 4 years now, and just really have continued to educate myself. I go to a lot of conferences.
You do?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Besides, you know, yeah, the marketing conference.
I know we're not
and
the only one, and
Yeah.
you should. You should get out
Yeah.
anytime that you possibly can.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, because things are always changing. So, you know, what was great 3 years ago could be completely different now.
You know, I say this all the time. You know, nothing's off the table. First of all, in the world that we're living in, and the second thing is, like, we're doing this Facebook Live right now. Facebook is rewarding video very significantly when it comes to engagement reach, and you have to grab that now. But the fact of the matter is, in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, the one thing you know about Facebook, it's going to change, and this may not still be the opportunity. Instagram's huge right now for a brand that wants to be on social media and get engagement, but you have to grab it now because it likely is going to change. So the velocity at which all marketing is changing. Look, the bottom line is that the story still stays the same. You have to be compelling, tell an interesting story, have value, that sort of thing. The thing that you went through with the branding.
Well, and I think that's important to say about Instagram for a minute. A lot of B2B companies, aren't sure Instagram's really right for them, but we've been using Instagram for a little while now, and what I have found to be valuable for a B2B or professional type company using Instagram is you can really show your culture.
Yeah.
And, those kind of aspects of your company that people can't just get daily, and they can really learn about what kind of business you are and the people that are behind that business.
Sure.
And that's really important to show. You know what I mean?
Oh, it totally is. And so to that point, that stays the same. You want to express it, but the mechanisms, the mediums that we deliver on are changing rapidly on a day-to-day basis. And that's why conferences like DOYO Live and the other conferences of the world today can exist. And the other thing, so to that point, I had a conversation this week about LinkedIn, and the individual I was talking with said, it doesn't benefit my business. And I fully understand that. Like, I post to LinkedIn, I publish on LinkedIn, I don't get much engagement at all, and I used to. And it's not really the content, although it could be maybe a little bit better. It really comes down to what people are seeing and what aren't seeing. But what I did tell them is that, number one, it's a huge database. So it gives me an opportunity. If I want to connect with somebody at any business, I got 100 billion people within my fingertips to connect. The second thing is that how do you use it? So they want to recruit businesses. They want to recruit students to stay and retain them in Youngstown, Ohio, that graduate from Youngstown State. And so you may not create that company page on any social media platform to get new business. It may be for employee recruitment or show the culture of your business in maybe just a little bit of a different light, right?
It's a great way to collect emails as well. I don't know if you've ever used it for that. So if you're trying to build some different lists to work off of and things like that, LinkedIn can be a great campaign for that, as well as if you get involved with different groups, that could be
my arm's tight.
beneficial.
I'm going to switch.
Okay.
I'm gonna switch
all right,
sides.
we're switching. Ready? All right, we're back.
I love the selfie sticking up. So explain, when you say LinkedIn could be a great way to build a list, how do you go about, what's some of the process that you go with the link building list?
So once you connect with people, you are actually, it may be actually part of the premium package. I'll have to double check that. But you're actually able to download the emails from their LinkedIn, generate a list, that then you can maybe start doing some direct or targeted marketing to those.
So I'll be doing a deep dive workshop at DOYO Live on August 2nd. So we've expanded to 2 days. And the workshop that I'm going to do is on a B2B lead generation strategy. And one of the things that I preach into all the people that I consult with or have a client that I'm handling lead generation for is a webinar strategy is a great way to implement a content marketing strategy. You have the pre-marketing for it, you've got content that you create, you've got the post-webinar content, you've got blogs, you've got thought leaders, you've got the whole native storytelling aspect to a webinar. And one of the challenging parts is, where do you go with your email list? And the thing about content marketing is that you put out the content to create interest, to convert emails, to then sell to that email list. So what I typically do is mine data within a CRM solution, within each of your own individual marketing and sales databases, and then I actually, whether you have a paid account or not on LinkedIn, will download that database out of LinkedIn into the CSV file and then upload it. The only recommendation that I have there is that you obviously have to make sure that initial email list that gets populated, you have to let people know where you got your email list from and give them the opportunity to opt out of that particular email list. And otherwise, it is a great resource and database, and you extend that beyond you or the company to salesperson X, Y, and Z, to the CEO, all the way down to everybody within the organization. And it is an incredible, powerful tool.
Yeah, because a lot of times, say you buy a list from Reference USA or something like that.
Yes.
you got to clean the whole list after. It really doesn't come with a full set of data and things like that.
Yes.
So, if these are people that you've connected to personally, or, you found the right person that you need to connect to in the company, the right point of contact, then that kind of gives you something better to start with. Not to say you're not going to have to clean and scrub your list a little bit. There's always a little bit of work behind that. But.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And when I made a concerted effort when I built DOYO Live, that we would go with a native list, for the most part, and our open rates and our engagement rates are significantly higher than the purchase rate. The purchase lists for me have always been a exercise in a volume play, a quantity play. So if you get 20, 30, 50,000 contacts, you're going to get a 10% open rate, versus building it slowly, and it's a slog, and it sucks, and it's hard, because you have to put out content on a consistent basis, but the engagement rate, obviously increases significantly. We had the Micro Doctor IT portfolio information.
I put it back.
So Megan just went through this awesome rebrand of Micro Doctor IT. One of the things that we like to do on DOYO Live is not only just get to know the individual, give away some free advice, but also talk about the business, because I think it's important to create the win-win scenario. And so the question I have is, tell we've got some people that are on the line today. We get a lot of replays of our Facebook Lives as well. So tell people what Micro Doctor IT does.
So Micro Doctor IT is a managed service business provider. So basically we provide IT for businesses. What managed services is it's kind of like a proactive approach to IT support. So rather than your computer breaking, you take it to someone, they fix it, you get it back. We install agents on all of your computers and your servers that monitors them 24/7. So say your hard drive's going bad, we'll get a notification, it'll start a ticket, and our technicians will start diving into that.
Okay.
And they're able to back up that data, swap out that hard drive, and get everything, kind of done in like 5-10 minutes, rather than you being down for a whole day, losing that data.
Yep.
So
there's ROI, or there's definitely ROI productivity with paying for the managed services, and then obviously in the event that there's downtime, quantifying that within an organization is got to be huge.
Well, they have a flat rate that they pay each month, so it's not like they all of a sudden get this huge bill from their IT. Like,
oh, nice.
Oh, so they know what they're paying each month, and then as well as that, we try to make them more productive.
Okay.
The more productive they are, the less IT problems they have, the more profitable that they can be. If their employees can't use their computers and can't do their job, they're still paying their employees, but they're not getting anything done, so they're losing money.
Yeah.
So if we can keep their employees and their computers and their networks healthy, running smoothly, they can be more productive and be more profitable, and their business can grow as well. So we grow as they grow.
Cybersecurity?
Cybersecurity is huge right now. We do a lot with that. We have a multi-layer security approach. And actually, I'm sure you guys have been reading about the WannaCry, the recent...
The WannaCry?
WannaCry.
I don't know about the WannaCry.
You don't know?
I'm going to WannaCry?
Yeah, you're going to WannaCry. So it was an attack on Friday, May 12th. It was one of the biggest cyber attacks that they launched.
What world do I live in that I don't know this?
Well... In marketing, you're marketing.
Yes, no, but I did think last Friday I saw something come through with this.
Yeah, so it came out. It was affecting Windows PCs that were on XP or Windows 8. 8.1 and higher were protected, and also Windows Server 2003. So those versions of Windows that had been end of life or unsupported by Microsoft were the main attack. So then the guy behind. He is. So they ended up attacking these, kind of unprotected versions of Windows. There was a guy, a 22-year-old cybersecurity research student, that ended up coming up with a kill switch for it, which people were able to kind of download and get rid of it, but then they launched another version of it, and now there's also another cousin to WannaCry called Atticus. So Atticus. So it's you just have to keep educating yourself and having these multi-layers of protection.
And ongoing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people can connect with you at DOYO Live. Obviously, a huge opportunity to take advantage of the situation from a networking perspective. Early bird tickets are on sale until May 31st. They're $150. If you use the promo code Facebook, you save an additional 10%. On May 31st, tickets are that offer expires May 31st at midnight. On June 1st, those tickets go up to $225. So you definitely want to get that ticket if you plan on coming. Save some money. Last year we sold out the event. We had over 200 people at Williamson College of Business. We're going back there again as well. We have at this point about 62 to 65 tickets at last count that have been accounted for. So if you've not gotten your ticket yet, you really got to make an attempt to pick it up, because I'm worried that if you're planning on coming, we could sell out again. And also want to save you money on your tickets as well. It's a great opportunity to come network, hear really smart people from the area like Megan Augustine talk about branding in the B2B world, and also learn a little bit about cybersecurity, because I'm going to want to go cry now.
Yeah. Check out our blog if you want more information on that.
All right, so my arm is giving out. I left the selfie stick at home, a little unprepared, but we were on the fly. We were going to kind of do this in a couple different ways. So, question for you. Let's see here. We generally do 10 questions. Morning or afternoon person? Morning or night?
Night.
Night owl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Okay. What's on your desk in your office?
I have this really large, it's like a diamond paperweight.
Is it an award?
No, it was from like a marketing thing that I went to, actually, and
good idea.
All the techs at the office try to steal it all the time. I have to go find it often.
What's on your screensaver on your phone?
My children.
Nice, very nice. Happy Mother's Day, by the way.
Thank you.
You drink? You have an IPA from time to time. So is it
wine?
Beer,
I'm a wine.
Beer, wine, or liquor?
Probably wine number 1, and then craft beer number 2.
I love it. Girl after my own heart. Let's see here. We are in Dave Grohl Alley. So do you have a favorite Dave Grohl song?
Oh.
I know mine.
I love Foo Fighters. I mean,
I can very easily go Nirvana. Celebrate, obviously the old days, and I go Foo Fighters. So I think I go There Goes My Hero. I know it's pretty, I know that, but the live version, and I've heard an acoustic version. I also saw an interview with Dave Grohl once, and he drives around in a minivan, with his kids, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's so.
Well, he actually came here to the record shop, in Niles, and did an exclusive performance just for people in this area, since he's from here.
Right.
Yeah. So he's a cool guy. He's down to earth.
And you're a War Knight.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. So I think we got to about 7 questions with Megan Augustine, since I'm going off pure memory at this point. Anything else? Megan, thank you so much for dropping by the DOYO Live Marketing Show.
Everybody.
Appreciate your flexibility. Thank you all for dropping by to us.
And we hope you enjoyed Dave Grohl Alley. We thought it'd be a cool scene for you guys to check out with us. So.
Yes, no, absolutely. And we'll get this posted over to you with links to Megan and Micro Doctor IT as well, so you can look them up. We'll see you. Have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.